It's so bad. Okay, now we are recording. Thank you. Now I'm going to go into it. You're the best. Okay, so one thing that I have been very, like, as the years go by, I've just noticed this is a big deal, is to ask for the people that you want. And I know that sounds woo-woo, but a lot of times, especially as a beginning coach, we're like so nervous and we just want to hit Success Club and we just want to see that initial success so bad that we're like, I'll take anyone. Please let me help you. Let me help you. And it sounds beggy and scary and weird, and I don't know all the words for it, but you need to really hone in on who you're looking for. Like, I want you at some point today, I want you to write down a list of what you would really want your challenge groups to look like. What kind of people are in there? What do you want to see them accomplishing? Like, how seriously, how committed do you want them to be? You know, because no one wants, we've all been there, no one wants to start a challenge group and it's dead. Like, there's crickets. Like, you don't want to sign people up where that's what's going on, because it just defeats everybody. It defeats them to have bought something that they're not using. It defeats you to have, you know, maybe hit Success Club, but your challenge groups still suck. You know, they're not what you thought they would be, or they're not giving off the energy that you hoped for. Which I will say prayer helps with that a lot, like more than you would think. Prayer does help. Prayer is the work. But I really want you to think to yourself, who do you want in your challenge groups? For me, just as an example, for me, I want women that are committed to at least 5 workouts a week, because Morning Meltdown gives us that freedom. So at least 4 to 5 workouts a week. I want women that are going to show up and encourage each other. I want women that are going to plug in and, you know, like, participate. I want women who want to, like, I mean, I could just go down this huge list of things, like, if I started writing it out. What you do when you write that out is you make a post out of that, and you keep making posts with that, and you keep making posts with that. Because, like, I mean, like yesterday, I made a post about the boot camp. I didn't get any comments, like, and that's okay. Like, I'm at the point where it's like, I know that may have, like, sparked a seed. Like, it may have just barely opened the eyes of someone, and that's okay. And then the next time I post it, maybe they'll start believing me a little bit more and a little bit more. And that's what those posts do. You're not going to make a post and then 20 people are like, me, I'm that girl. Like, this is not how it works. It's just a little bit at a time. And then after, I think it's like the average is like after 8 posts of them seeing that, that's when they're like, okay, I think I can trust her. I think I'm ready. Like, this is good. So, like, that's how much it takes. So I want to talk about, like, attracting people in that way. Like, that is how you do it. When they talk about attracting your tribe, attract your vibe, that's how you do it. That's not anything woo-woo or weird or, like, you know, whatever going on behind the scenes. It's just, this is who I want. Like, ideally, this is the type of challenge group I want. These are the women I'm looking for. So with that being said, I have a lot of people in the not committed category. Anyone else? So at Summit, I had, and you've probably noticed, like, if you're in my challenge groups and you're kind of seeing what I'm doing, you're probably like, what the heck is Lauren up to? And this is what I'm up to. One of the coaches, she cracked me up. Her name is Christina Battaglia. If you want to go follow her, she's a superstar, which is the highest you can get in our company. But she has 2 groups that she runs at all times. One is an ongoing, like, she even calls it this, an ongoing dead end group. Like, my challengers know if she calls it the self-paced group, the self-paced fitness group, AKA the Walking Dead. So she puts them in this group so that they are aware that they are not her committed people, that she's still giving them all the resources. She is still there. She is still 100% doing her job as their coach. She is there. But then she has this other group called, because she's like Shred Nation or something is her team name. And hers is like, oh, it's Epic, Team Epic. So her big group, her committed group is called the Epic Shred. So she has this other group where these are her committed people. These are her runners. These are her people that are, like, doing it. They are showing up like she asked them to show up. They are doing their 4 to 5 workouts per week. They're popping in. They're actually communicating with her and participating in the fun stuff that she's doing in the group. Like, this is her group. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I mean, she'd almost call it like her insiders group. And then she's got her self-paced people. And so she even makes the joke, and I was like, I don't know if I'll go this far, but she even made the joke where she has in this insiders group where she's like, guys, don't you do that. You don't want to be part of the Walking Dead. don't you do that. Don't you back down. Don't, you know, like she actually like lets them know, like, these are not these are not the people that are going to be seeing results because they're not doing it the way that they're supposed to do it. And at first, for a split second, I was like, ooh, that's almost too much tough love for me. But then I thought to myself, you know, I don't want to do the disservice of anyone thinking that just because they're in a group with all my runners, that they're going to get the same results. Like, I don't. I want them to know these are the behaviors that get you results. These are the behaviors where you think you're doing something good for yourself and you're not doing anything bad for yourself, but you think you're getting it, but you're just not. And so that way you can better communicate. With this group over here, with my self-paced people, I'm going to do more like motivation, more like changing your mindset. Let's do it. Let's go. Like, they're going to be the ones that I know I'm going to be dragging a little bit, right? So I'm not going to be frustrated if I know that I'm going to be dragging them. This group over here, like, let's do this. Let's have this challenge. Let's go here. Like, let's see if you can do like the most push-ups. I don't know. Like, you can do the more fun, like they're going to be the ones reacting. You know what I mean? So you do not have to do your groups that way. You don't. To me, that's just where I was. Like, you're going to learn with Beachbody coaching, like, you're going to be in different seasons. There's probably going to come a time where I combine them back again. There probably will be. But for now, like, that's what makes sense to me. That's how I think it would work best for my people. So that's probably that's what I'm going to do. Now, like I said, you don't have to do that. You can put them all in one group. I also think there is value in that, because at least your people who aren't showing up, aren't committing, at least they're getting to see other people who are. You know what I mean? So I think there's value in both. And I'm not going to say I'm going to do this forever, but that's what I'm doing for now. So if you're kind of like trying to figure out what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. Another thing that I'm implementing, and I've always been nervous about this, and I don't know why now that I'm doing it, is I'm doing a She Reads Truth Bible study starting on July 29th. We're doing 1st and 2nd Corinthians from She Reads Truth. And you can do the hard copy book for $20. It's on sale, or you can do the $2.99 version in the app. And that way, I love that, because I can give, like, you know, here, if you're one of those people that needs pretty paper, here's your pretty paper. If you're one of those people that you're like, I don't care, just give me the words, like, here's your $2.99 version, and it's all set out for you, and we're all doing the same thing. The really cool part is it's really actually only 5 days a week of reading. The 6th day is called Grace Day, where you can catch up. And then the 7th day is just a memory verse. So I love that, where it's like not overwhelming and scary. And it's also called the Body of Christ, which I feel like is very like accurate for, you know, the body of Christ for us. So there's that. Another thing I'll be doing, and this will be in both groups, not just one or the other, I'm going to be doing an accountability partner for who wants it. And honestly, Steph, you and Macy Oliver, which her last name's not Oliver anymore. I can't even remember what it is now. She just got married. You guys are what kind of inspired this, because I had always heard about accountability partners, but I didn't really know like practically how to do it. But then yours just kind of happened naturally and organically, where they were doing the same program. They were both doing 80-day obsession while we were all doing Transform 20. And so every time Steph or Macy would post, they tag each other in the group. And it was that simple. And it was just like, I showed up today. Did you show up today? Oh, I love that one. Oh, I hate that one. Like, it was just super like organic and natural. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I can do this. We can do this. Like, I can let this happen within our group. And I think, like, I mean, Steph, would you say it made it more fun?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Yeah, I loved that, because it was like, even just like having someone to be like, this was awful, this sucked, but like I powered through it. Like, that was so fun. And then you feel like you have a friend. I mean, like, you already feel like you have friends in your group, but you feel like you have a best like group friend in the challenge group, which is fun.
Gosh, I love that. Okay, so I'm really glad that happened. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm not just going to automatically assign someone a partner. I'm going to ask, like, I'm going to make a post within the group that says, if you want an accountability partner, then I will pair you with one, and I'll kind of explain how, like, I'll basically explain how that happened with Steph and Macy, so that they can understand what that entails. So they're not like thinking they have to, like, I don't know, do something crazy. It's just tagging your person and making sure you're both showing up. So that's one thing I'll also be doing. I will be doing prizes again. That was really fun when I did it like 2 or 3 challenges back. And honestly, I just kind of forgot. And then the weeks pass so quickly that I honestly forget all the time. But I really love those challenges, and all I do, and I'll do that in both groups as well. But honestly, the challenge will just be if you get in 5 workouts a week and you get in Shakeology 7 days per week. So if you do that, you get entered into the drawing and you get a prize. And that's for coaches. Look at that little boy. Can you guys see Reed? Oh, go to gallery view and look at that baby.
I think my is going to explode.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Whew. Back on target. Anyways, what were we saying? Ovaries. I really don't remember.
Prizes for
You were
challenge.
talking about prizes.
Prizes. Okay. And they're nothing big. I love the headbands. I think they're really cute. I don't actually own any of them because I get too hot with them, but a lot of people really like the headbands. And so that will probably, it's like nothing huge. And I actually saw on Amazon, which I don't know the quality. I'm going to order them first, where you can get a pack of 4 for like $9. And they're like that stretchy material, but they still have that little like knot in the front. They're really cute. So I'm going to order those and see, because that would be a very affordable prize if that's the case. But just stuff like that, or I may just send them bars or just whatever I have, whatever I'm thinking or feeling.
With that, so you can get a 6-pack of Shakeology bottles for $10. And so like the one that I'm like a prize that I'm doing now is I just got a fancy little decal that I'm going to slap on a bottle and send it to somebody.
Oh, so that's cute.
My total cost was like $5.
That's really cute.
Sorry.
Awesome. And so anyways, I feel like that was all I had. Oh, the same, by the way, that will also completely apply to coaching as well in terms of recruiting coaches. You need to ask for who you're looking for. Like if you are looking for coaches that want to build a business, coaches that are willing to put in hours, like, people that are willing to show up to team calls, you can say that in your post. So this is who I'm looking for. Because the thing is, you don't want to get someone in. I've had this happen and it sucks. You don't want someone to join and then be like, oh, this is totally different than what I thought it was, and then quit. Because A, that puts a bad taste in people's mouth for Beachbody. They're going to go around saying, oh, it's not what I thought it was, and say it to someone who actually really would like to do this and like to work this hard and all that stuff. So that's another thing too. Like really ask for who you're looking for. Don't tiptoe around and be like, oh, I might scare them off, because if you don't scare them off now, you'll scare them off later when they actually see the work in front of them. So make sure, you're asking for people that would actually run this business well. Like look at the qualifications for like what it takes to really work this, and then ask for that. I don't like asking for I know, and this is going to sound awful, but you'll see a lot of MLMers talking about how, you can do this part-time, you can do this time, or you can do this, whatever. I don't like to do that because it puts off the idea that what I do isn't hard. And we know this is hard, and that what I do doesn't actually serve people because I can just pop in and out whenever I want, which is true, but I just don't want people coming in with that mindset. You know what I mean? I don't want them coming in thinking, oh, good, I can just shove this in the cracks and make all this money. That's not what it's like at all. So anyways, ask for what you're actually looking for. And even just don't be afraid to scare people off. Okay. Now in terms of challenge groups, anything like that, do you guys have any things that you think would make challenge groups run better? This is not just a rhetorical question. I really like to know this stuff. Let me get my notepad.
I have a question for you, and it's an opinion question, because I'm in I found a trainer on Instagram that I really liked, and I asked if she could add me to her Facebook challenge group because she runs hers on Facebook still, and that's how she likes it. So she added me to it, and she gets a lot of participation there. So I'm just wondering from your perspective, what the pros and cons would be from doing it in Facebook versus the app. Because I get those notifications all the time on a platform that in theory I would be checking anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I was wondering what you think about Facebook.
That is totally up to you. There are tons of coaches that are millionaire in the Legacy Club who still do their groups on Facebook because that's where they've done them for 7 years. And then all of a sudden this app came out, and they even, like Brigitte, she tried to go to the app and was like, I can't do this. This is not who I am. I need to go back to Facebook. I personally get a lot of people from Instagram who don't have Facebook. So that is why I chose the app, because I knew no matter what, someone could be added to that. I also like it because I think I have a lot of people that tell me they love the 2 buttons at the top that says add Shakeology or add workout, and they love seeing that checked off. Like, it just does something for their sweet little type A personality, and they need to see it. And so I have a lot of people that like that. But if I had to like have a complaint, I hate that I can't just like go live in there like you could on a Facebook group. I would love to be able to do that. Which I really think Beachbody is working on. It's not impossible. Clearly, other apps can do it. But I think it just takes a lot to like revamp the whole app all the time. So I do hate that. And I do also hate, oh goodness. Oh, just the commenting and tagging is still just a little bit like more difficult than Facebook would be or something. But, oh, and GIFs or GIFs or whatever you want to call those things. I would really like to be able to have some of those in there. That would be awesome. But anyways, it's just totally up to you. To me also, this was another thing. Like my sister, when she coached, she was like, no way, they're always going to be on Facebook. I get on Facebook. That's where I need to go. For me, I get on Facebook and I see, oh, 9+ notifications. What's that? And I look at those, and then I start doing that. And then I'm like 20 minutes there. I'm like, why was I on Facebook? I was supposed to be on there for something. Oh yeah, log in my workout. And so, and then I do it all over again. Oh, look, there's 5 more notifications. And it's like Groundhog Day. So I can't do Facebook personally. So my thought was, if I can't handle that, then my people probably can't handle that. So that is why, like, that's why even for our like team page, I do most of it through that group message, because I know if I get to Facebook, I'm going to be all over the place and I'll forget to ever post in there. So it's just up to you. It's totally up to you. Long explanation for that. But there's success in both. It's just really where you want to pour your energy into. Okay. I'm sure I'm leaving something out. Was there any other ideas that you guys had? I like to hear these. Okay, so the big picture is, and I've heard this from another coach and I hear it all the time. Basically, if your group is boring to you, then it will be boring to them. So just think about ways that it's exciting. Why would you, like, what would make you want to show up for these groups? What would, like, our prizes, what would motivate you? Then do prizes. If they probably don't motivate you, then find a different way to get those people that prizes wouldn't, like there are some people who could not care any less about prizes. So find something else. Recognition is huge. Like when I shout out people on Instagram from my boot camps, they're always like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I'm like, why don't I do this more often? It's clearly on our Success Club tracker. Yeah, just make it fun. That's all I got. Anything else before we go?
I'm working through, like, I know it's the end of July, so we have a lot of like county fairs happening, and I'm just seeing like a natural slump in my participation, which, like, I understand that it's just the season that we're in. Like, it's crazy, end of the summer, people are going on trips, doing all the things. How do you like keep the mindset of like, okay, they'll get back on? Because I'm getting like a little panicky because I have pretty good participation. Like I had 25 people in a group and at least 12 of them would post a day, which I consider that a success. And now it's like very minimal, like maybe 3 or 4 people share a day, which like I said, I understand that it's busy and crazy, but how do you like keep your, like, internally, how do you like keep your focus?
I remind myself, this is a Lindsay Matway thing, Queen Bee, my love for her. She said in a call like years ago, she said, I am never going to expect someone to outperform me. None of my challengers, none of my coaches, no one is going to outperform me. And so not that it's always a reflection of you. Like, please don't hear me say that. Like, this slump is not always going to be a reflection of you. But sometimes when there is a slump, it is. And so I'm always like, okay, like, you know, if I see them trailing off, that means I have to kick it up here. And so that's when I start really posting about how, like, I didn't feel like doing it today and I did it anyway, or it's busy. So I woke up an extra 30 minutes and I cranked it in here, or, you know, we were going on this trip. So I knew I couldn't control my meals, but I could control my snacks. And so here's what I did. Like, that's when I start really showing them, like, I'm still here. I'm still showing up. Are you still running? Because that's, like, it's through the slumps that, you know, you need to pull through it in some way. You need to win in some way. And so really, it really is just about, you know, like, yeah, that's going to be natural, like at the end of the summer when people are cramming in all their vacations and stuff. But at the same time, like, that's kind of when I start to step it up. Like, I match the slump with me stepping it up, if that makes sense. Because even if they don't pick back up, I still stepped it up. Like, you're still winning. Oh, shoot, that reminded me of something else. I don't remember what it was. No, it's gone. Yeah, this was just a really simple one. I kind of just wanted to hear y'all's thoughts and pinball off of each other a little bit.
Did you have any kickback when you told people you were going to split up your challenge group? Or like, did a lot of people participate and like, oh, I really want to do this, or I really want to do that?
What I did was I gave them a form to fill out, and I told them that I didn't tell them what the answers were, but I told them based on that form, I was going to place them in one of two groups. And then I'm going to explain those groups to them later today. I'm probably going to make a video right after this for each group. But basically my stipulation was like, what, you know, because sometimes you'll ask, what program are you committing to? And they're like, well, I just kind of do this here and there. So clearly you're in my self-paced group. Or I've been doing every single hammer and chisel workout since I started. Clearly you're in this group. And then there's also the fact, and I don't like to do it this way, but this is a business in the same sense. So I need to run it like a business, no matter what my feelings are. And so if they aren't doing a nutritional thing of some sort, like that automatically tells me they're not as committed versus, you know, the people that are doing Energize and using Recover because they are actively thinking about muscle recovery. You see what I'm saying? Like, them drinking those things tells me they're actively like moving forward. Like they're trying to reach goals. Them not drinking those things or them not consuming and all that tells me they're not as serious about their nutrition, just for the sheer fact that they're not even doing the basics, if that makes sense. So that's why they would go in the self-paced group. I just really liked that format for the simple fact that they're still getting me as a coach, and they're still getting 100% of my time that they need, but it's just a different energy, if that makes sense. I'm not going to let them drain my energy, because they can do that. They can totally drain you if you don't, you know, learn how to separate that. And in this season, that's what I needed, was to separate that. All right, you guys. That's all I got. I will, like, if you have any questions after this, because usually what happens is you guys will have a call like this and your brain's spinning, and then all of a sudden you have a million questions. Just ask those either in the group feed or to me. And thank you, Tara, for letting me record this. I'll put that up here in just a second, and that you can tag your coaches in that as well. So bye, you guys. Oh, picture. I don't always use the picture, but sometimes I need it. So, all right. The baby, you said. Okay, we're done. Bye, you guys.